This is Jonathan Roberts with Andy Elliott and the Elliott Group. Today we're going to talk about taking over the service drive. The reason we're talking about this is the service drive is an untapped gold mine in most dealerships. How many times have you had your managers, your general managers say, hey, go work service drive customers, but you really don't know what the heck you're doing or how to do it? This is going to tell you exactly how to do it and exactly how to capitalize on all that lost income. First of all, the customers are already at your freaking dealership. You don't have to set an appointment. You don't have to call. You can go in, shake hands, and they're already coming in. Second, the customers are not in the active market. So they haven't looked over at 20 dealerships' websites. They haven't checked KBB. It's a great place to pull customers out of because they haven't done a bunch of research that's just going to confuse them and make your job harder. And finally, most customers in the service drive, you're not going to sell them a car that day. But what's great about it is you can build a future relationship because eventually almost everybody buys another car. So when it's their turn to buy, it's your turn, or it's time for them to know who you are, so you get that sale. So what are the few things we're going to do to set this up? Because we don't want to just go in and play it like an amateur and not really have anything set up for it. So first of all, walk into the dang service drive occasionally. Check out the area. Figure out the process, where the cars are pulling in, how the appointments sit, where the oil changes, tire rotations are waiting, and just the overall vibe of the service department. Another huge part of this is you need to make best friends with your service advisor and your service managers. Because if you do them a favor, they'll do you a favor forever. Trust me, you take a pissed off customer out of their hands, put them in a new car, they drive home happy as hell, service department doesn't have to deal with it, they'll return the favor tenfold. So bring them an energy drink, donuts, whatever the hell their go-to is. Bring it to them occasionally, once a week, once every other week. Just bring them something. Build some friends there. Next, when you go into that service drive, always have a huge smile on your face. You're trying to create immediate action. Obviously, you want to sell a car that day. We all do. But more than likely, you're going to get it in the future. So if you can't make them fall in love with you or if you can't sell them a car that day, you might as well make them fall in love with you that day. Next, always a great attitude, and always offer the customer something to drink. Whoever's sitting there. We'll back up one here. So offer them something to drink, whether you're trying to pursue something or not. Just be a friendly person. So how do we turn that cold lead into a warm lead into a hot lead? So first of all, you have to remember, no customer will ever answer a buying question correctly if they're a cold lead. That's like me going to you right after you just stuffed your face full at a steakhouse and offering you a piece of chicken. You're probably not going to care. You're probably not going to want it. You don't know who I am. It's weird to offer people chicken. Get over it. However, if you've been starving in the desert, you're dehydrated, you haven't eaten in 2 days, you just came out of some crazy wilderness adventure, and I offer you chicken, I don't care who you are, you're taking that dang chicken. It's the same concept here. A cold customer, if you go straight into those buying questions of, hey, if we could get you into this car, they're probably not going to answer. You got to get them in that what-if state. So you first need to get a cold customer into a warm customer. A warm customer will start what-ifing themselves. Hey, what if this is real? What would we do? What would be the next thing? They'll start having conversations in their brain about what their next move would be. That's the idea of you're trying to feed them that information so they start what-ifing themselves. You must create a warm customer to turn them into hot. You're not taking someone completely cold and going right to hot. You've got to warm them up a little bit. You've got to get them into that what-if stage. And properly done, they're going to move them damn selves into a hot customer. So don't worry too much about it. Just focus on getting them to a warm customer. So how do we do that? Here's part of the dang script that we're going to say. We're going to go into the service drive. We're going to sit down with the customer, bring them a drink of water, bring them some coffee, start chatting with them a little bit, BS, have fun, tell them a joke. Build that minute or two rapport. Just be someone who's fun to be around, who's interesting. They're in service. They're going to sit there for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, heck, maybe 3 or 4 hours. They're looking for something to do. They will talk to you. If you provide any entertainment and seem like someone they might want to talk to or they can at least burn some time with, they'll listen to you for hours. They're trying to kill some dang time. So we're going to warm them up a little bit. We're going to build the rapport, and then we're going to, get into the questions of, hey, well, by the way, what'd you drive in? If you see them driving the vehicle, so you're scouting services, people are coming in and they pull in that, white Hyundai Santa Fe, put that up here. Remember what that Santa Fe is and bring it up to them later. If you don't know, just simply ask them, hey, what vehicle did you drive in today? Oh, I drove in the 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe. Oh my gosh, was that super clean one, really well taken care of that I saw drive in earlier? Oh yeah, I think it was that one. Yeah, we take pretty good care of it. Holy crap, I noticed that. It caught my eye. Mr. Smith, if my general manager knew there was a 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe sitting in his service bay right now, and I did not mention it to him, holy crap, he would lose his mind. He was actually just looking for one of these yesterday for a client. And let me ask you just a crazy question here. If he could offer you more than that vehicle's worth, would you want to know what it is? You see that statement right there I just said? I'm not asking anyone to buy it. I'm not telling them if I could give you more, would you trade it in to me? Would you sell it to me? I'm just simply saying, if my general manager could offer more than that trade is worth, more than that Santa Fe is worth, would you want to know what it is? Heck, dude, even if he says no, look at me and go, really? So you're telling me, just hypothetically, you're telling me if I'm a realtor, I'm going around neighborhoods, I've got a client that wants to live in your neighborhood, your house, let's say, is worth $200,000. And my client's willing to offer you $400,000 for it. You wouldn't even want 5 minutes of time just to know what that looks like? Of course you would. Hey, I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not trying to say you have to sell the vehicle to me, buy a new vehicle, do anything. But at least let me get you the information. Because let me tell you, I don't want to be on my GM's bad side. And there might be a little birdie that tells them something about that car. You mind if I just quickly show you what that vehicle's worth? Most people, if you do it right, you got some support, you got a good smile on your face, they're going to go right with you at that point. If they make it through that first part of the objection, move on, build a friend, get them on social media, whatever you do. But most people are going to be like, yeah, I might be interested. So you're going to run back to your desk real quick. You're going to give them the info. Hey, there's a car in the service drive. Here's my VIN number. Here's the miles. I'm going to go work the guy, see if he wants something else. Could you guys at least get me a ballpark number for it? Hopefully they do. Most of them will do if they see that you're a professional. You're going to go back out to the service drive. Hey, just brought it over to the GM. He's going to be walking back to service here in about 10 minutes or so. I checked on service too. Your car's doing great. They're still finishing things up. BS for another 30 seconds. Build a little bit more rapport. And then you're going to ask him, you're going to look and go, Mr. Smith, hey, by the way, I'm just curious. Kind of fun here. I like to play these games. It's always fun to fantasize. If my general manager comes out and he tells you, hey, I'll give you this for the car. And you look at him and go, dude, there's no way you're going to give me that for the car. He goes, oh, dude, I'll write you a check right now. I don't care what you do. Hypothetically, Mr. Smith, what are you driving away in? Is it something bigger? Something smaller? Does it get better fuel economy? You're going to tone it down a little bit. You're going to look Mr. Smith in the eye. And you're just going to shut the hell up. And this is where Mr. Smith will start opening up to you. Well, you know, my kids are getting a little bit bigger. One of them's going to college here pretty soon. Honestly, we don't need the Suburban, or we don't need the Santa Fe anymore. I drive a lot for work. I've kind of been looking at maybe a Sonata, or maybe a Hyundai Elantra even. You just let them keep going. You keep going. Hey, let me go check on your car. When you go check on that car, you move quick. You're going to go pull up a Sonata. Hey, my GM's about to go look at your vehicle real quick. Hey, Mr. Smith, come with me real quick. Dude, I just wanted to know, I know you got about 30 more minutes here. I wanted to show you this, kill some of your time. Hey, check this beautiful 2023 Hyundai Sonata out. You go right into a walk around. You've got control. Eventually, you're getting into the test drive. You just push through the sales process. But you've got to get those what ifs moving first. So when you're going away, when you're going to get that first appraisal done, that's when that what if in the customer's head's starting to happen. Hey, what if this is true? What if this is that? What if this is that? Then you're putting it back into them. Hey, if my general manager comes out and gives you such a ridiculous offer that you don't even believe him, you're like, no freaking way. I've seen it happen lately. I've seen it happen. He starts what ifing himself again, or they, or the couple, or whatever the hell the situation is. Worst case scenario, you built a conversation for when he goes home. Best case scenario, you're selling a Hyundai Sonata that day. That's how you take over the service drive every single day. Remember, get the customer to a hot state or a warm state. They will not go from cold to hot. And also, build just a shit ton of relationships in the service drive. The more people you shake hands with, the more people you greet, the more customers you close. Like I said, my name is Jonathan Roberts. I'm with Andy Elliott, head sales coach in the entire United States for the automotive space. If you guys need anything, if you want this slideshow, if you want that entire script, text me, 503-830-9773. Good selling.